Yeah. Well, speaking of, do we want to get into Crisis or?
Let's talk Marriage Story.
Right, speaking of Netflix movies,
yeah, Netflix
which
movies.
you can watch in the comfort of your own home right now, which I did last night as soon as I got off. So I got off after work. You know, the first night of me going home and not having to do homework in like 5 months. And I was like, what am I gonna do tonight? Watching Marriage Story, and I had heard great things, and I was like, oh wow, like it looked like a movie that was going to have a lot of prestige because of the performances and all that, but I didn't know it was getting so much Oscar, right? And rightfully so. Oh my goodness.
It's probably, I mean, I'll have to go through my list, but it might be the most powerful movie. Yeah, there's a lot of meaning.
So thing is, for me, it's always that battle between favorite and best movie, right? It's like your list ends up being like a mixture of those things.
You have your biased opinions, but then you really have to think about what's great.
Like I still have Endgame as my number one movie, right? But this movie's better. Like this movie is the best movie of the year that I've watched. But it's not my favorite movie. You know what I mean? It's probably not even in my top 5. But
I think I feel the same way.
But it's like if I'm just looking at it, and you can't, you have to be subjective with movies. But if you're just really asking me like, what is the best movie of the year, not your favorite, I might say Marriage Story, because this movie, I was drawn to it because of the performers. Like I love Adam Driver,
especially in this type of movie.
Exactly, because we've seen them in Star Wars and Avengers and all those things, and I love Adam Driver. Like he is. I was thinking about it, and the thing for me is I don't even plan to like love actors. Like I just know because when I see them in something, I'm like, oh, I have to see that. And when he comes up at something, I have to see. Funny enough, one of my classes this semester was read this one book, just all about this one book called Don Quixote, and apparently it's like one of the greatest novels of all time or something like that. So my teacher's like, we're gonna watch a movie at the end of the semester, and I'm like,
was it the Adam Driver one?
And I was like, I don't like, did they make the Don Quixote movie? Like I didn't even know. I was like, that's cool. And then we show up, and it's the Adam Driver one.
Oh my
God,
it's
The Man Who Killed Don Quixote.
Yes.
And it's directed by the guy who directed Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And have you seen that movie?
No, I've wanted to. So it's had a long road to get.
Yeah, it took like 25 years to get made.
It took a long time, and even Adam Driver filmed it years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to see that movie.
You should check it out. Jealous. I don't know if it's free on Amazon Video, but it's on Amazon Video. So we watched that in class, and it's not the greatest movie in the world, but it's entertaining. And the thing for me, point being, when I was watching that movie, I realized like Adam Driver's like one of my favorite actors, man, regardless of Star Wars. And the thing is, like, I watched him on Girls before he was ever on Star Wars.
Yeah, I didn't watch Girls, but that's what everybody talks about.
I used to watch Girls, and he was just the weirdest, most kookiest character. That show, like, just an oddball.
Yeah.
He's an oddball on that show. And then when he was cast as Kylo Ren, I was like, I could totally see villain. And we didn't know he was Ben Solo at the time. Cool. So, like, I've had this history of just watching Adam Driver, and I love Adam Driver. And obviously he was great in BlacKkKlansman. This is his best performance. I
think so. I'm with you. I think this movie, as of right now, I haven't seen everything for the rest of the year because 1917 comes out and some other stuff. I think this movie is a lock for Best Picture, Best Actor, and Best.
Maybe, man. Maybe it's tough.
I know that the woman who is playing Judy Garland, what's her name? Renee Zellweger. Is getting a lot of buzz for her performance. I haven't seen it, but Scarlett Johansson, this is by far her best performance of her career. Maybe Jojo Rabbit kind of can be compared to that. She's put 2 back-to-back performances in there, rock solid.
She would be supporting in Jojo Rabbit, though.
Yes,
maybe? Yeah.
But I think Adam Driver is the one that's an absolute lock for her. His performance is so raw. It's so real. I love that Noah Baumbach in multiple situations literally just put a camera up in a corner and let them act to each other. No music, dead silent in a room. They were literally just sitting there.
So for me, 30 minutes into the movie, I wrote on our group chat, ScarJo's winning her Oscar this year. Because for me, her scene is when she first meets her lawyer.
Oh yeah,
and
Laura Dern, and that pan around
and
shot.
she tells
oh my
the
God.
lawyer the story.
So good.
I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then Adam Driver's scene is in the apartment when they have the argument in the
Yes.
apartment near the end of
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting like teary eyed because this movie is as soon as even the opening of the movie is amazing.
The letters to each
because
other.
it's like them explaining to their marriage counselor what they like about each other, but they never actually said those things to each other. It was just what they wrote, and we see he reads the letter.
That moment at the end is heartbreaking.
Yeah, and it's like
absolutely heartbreaking.
The thing is, even though it's set in the world of a play director and an actress and all these things that most people can't relate to.
So real.
The thing is, so many people go through this in real life. As far as the couple, as far as the kid, like it's so relatable. And
that kid was great too.
Yeah, he was
really good.
He was, and it's realistic. It's like it sucks, but kids do play favorites with their parents, and it's unfortunate. Obviously, he preferred to be with his mom way more than the dad, and it's sad. Like it was sad because the dad wants to just be a part of his life. You know?
And she explained it in the opening of the movie. It's funny because right before we got here today, Gabby started it at home. She started watching it, so I got to see the opening again.
Yeah.
She explained it in the opening about how he likes all the things you're not supposed to, about getting up in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah,
and taking care of him,
mm-hmm.
sleeping in his bed or sleeping on the ground or whatever. And then that all of a sudden is basically ripped away from him, and you see it in his performance about how heartbreaking. Like it looked like it was physically happening to him and Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
like there weren't actors on screen. It looked like he
just
followed a couple around for a whole time.
I know, and that's crazy because, and the thing is for me, in the beginning of the movie when they come home from, they know they're splitting up, right? But they come home from working, I think it was like
the restaurant,
yeah. Right? And she says, "Good night, Charlie," and as soon as she turns the corner, she starts breaking down crying, and I was like, that is so realistic. Like that's how human beings are. And it's crazy to me. I did not expect this from this movie. Like when I heard about this movie, I was like, interesting. Like that'll be a good movie. I didn't think it was going to reach this level.
I do think that as of right now, it's probably the lead contender for.
I would say so. I mean, I haven't seen everything.
Neither have I.
But you've seen more than I have, and as far as I can tell,
it's this movie. It screams Oscars. It really does. Yeah.
And,
and Laura Dern should probably be nominated for Best Supporting. She was incredible in this movie. She was really good in this movie too.
Yeah, Laura Dern, man, she's been killing it like this past decade.
All three of them have had a great year. Great year. Scarlett Johansson had Endgame, JoJo, and this. Adam Driver has Star Wars, the movie called The Report.
Oh yeah.
And then he was in something else earlier. And then Laura Dern, Big Little Lies, a couple of it. She's back for Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
All three of them are big names, and then I love that Ray Liotta popped up out of nowhere. I had no idea he was in this movie.
Oh, I guess we're doing a spoiler review of Marriage Story. like it has big Endgame plot points. But I love when he's gets rid of the cheap lawyer and then brings Ray Liotta into it, and they're like, and then Laura Dern's like, oh crap, we're not playing around anymore. We got to do this, I love that.
That courtroom scene was. Also
I didn't realize it when you see him sitting down writing the $25,000 check. I didn't realize it at first, what he was doing. And then when I was like,
I didn't know, neither did I.
That's why he was writing the $25,000 check to
pay for the lawyer.
Hire Ray Liotta. And that was cool. I like that.
So definitely one of the best movies of the year.
Oh my goodness, the way that so weird how when they talk to each other, I mean they get in arguments, but they're fine, they're civil. But then the way the lawyers portray how they feel about each other.
That courtroom scene was hard, man. That was tough.
Because the lawyer wants to know everything. Tell me everything about them, and they're going to use that.
But they twist. Anything they will say, they twist.
Even if they didn't say it that way.
The entire movie, it kept going back to the point that they always talked about they wanted to do it themselves. They wanted to do it themselves. But then the lawyers just started putting things inside their heads to get what they wanted.
It's stupid because how much money did they spend to get to that?
Adam Driver I didn't realize this, but when you get divorced, the male has to pay for half of the woman's lawyer fees. I had no idea.
Yeah, they said that. I don't know how that works. It must depend on the financial situation, and it might be that's part of the the agreement in the courtroom. It's like that's
wild.
what the woman's side is asking for, and it's crazy. And I think they ended up settling on like no money involved. Like they each get to keep their own.
They mentioned that his grant for the theater company
the grant. He doesn't get some of her TV money and all that stuff. Which the way they end up in the movie was a great ending. Like they're friends, and she said we want to stay friends at the beginning of the movie, and they did. And they're cool. They're going to raise the kid together. He's moved to LA. And the thing is, they didn't need the lawyers to get to that point. But they just spent so much money on the lawyers.
But again, that's real life.
Exactly. So anyways, we could it feels like we could have done an hour review on this movie. But I loved it. It's amazing. As of right now, I still think Joaquin Phoenix is up there for me as Joker. But as of right now, they're both the leads for best actor and actress. For sure.